What is happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Natty News Daily. We got the three of us. The squad is here. We're all present, and we're going to talk about our first inaugural Natty News Daily year-end awards, which was a resounding. Is that the word I'm looking for? Resounding success. Resounding.
Yeah, you got it.
Resounding sounds right.
Prep brain's hitting me hard. Anyways, it was a great success, and we really appreciate all the support, all the messages, everybody that was sharing it. It was kind of I'm going to give AJ Morris the credit for the idea. It was something he kind of just sent to me out of the blue, and then the three of us chatted about it, and we were like, you know what, this is probably a pretty cool idea. And we kind of expanded it further with actual medals for the winners, which are going to get sent out tomorrow. And what did we say? We got 5 countries represented in the award winners.
5 countries represented. Yeah, 5. Yeah, six awards of 5 countries. Yeah, I was just going through the people that won. I'm like, holy crap.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, super cool. And as far as like engagement wise, the first one went off with a bang, over 1,000 comments from you guys, which we were really, really impressed by. And then the ones after that, north of 500 each time. So it was really cool to see just, the natural community get together and, really support one another. Right. And that's kind of what we're aiming to do here with the page, with these podcasts and stuff. And this was a cool way to do it. And, based on the feedback we got from this year, we're going to make this a yearly thing, and we'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 consistent awards through the year, and then maybe get a little creative with 3 or 4 other ones. I think 6 is kind of a sweet spot. I think that was kind of a good round number to spread throughout the week versus trying to do too many that it kind of loses its buzz, or just do 1 or 2 and 1 or 2 names are only awarded, right? I think we had a good mixture of talent for sure, and hopefully next year as it grows, maybe we can do like male and female and stuff like that, because I know just in general, a lot of, females that are inquiring about the page and stuff. Simply put, guys, it's a matter of how often we get tagged in content, and, just being honest, a lot more male athletes tag us and share our stuff. I try to do, we try to do as much as we can with getting, more female athletes shared. And obviously we've had some female athletes on the podcast, and we're going to continue to make an effort to do that. So
yeah, I think we've seen recent growth with female athletes, especially in the last few months.
Yeah.
So I think by next year, I think we could see a 50-50 split or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, for sure.
So, and we got a lot. There were a lot of votes for women. Like Edna got a lot of votes, and others got a lot of votes in this.
Yeah. It's not to say that the female presence wasn't there. It just, in comparison to the men, it just the numbers wise, and unfortunately, it was based around popularity, which few male athletes had a lot of following behind them and stuff like that. So the numbers just were there, but that doesn't mean we don't see you guys, and we're doing what we can.
And I think that was one of the best things that came out of this. Obviously we got some publicity, people get awards. It's fun to see like what people think and like who people kind of respect and follow. But I mean, I would say the three of us are, relatively well versed in the natural bodybuilding world, knowing who's who and what organizations and whatnot.
Yep.
There were a ton of people, male and female, that I saw get tagged or that were like following that I hadn't really heard of all that much. But then when you look at their credentials, they're, very well accomplished physiques and competitors. And it was kind of cool to see. I got to meet, socially meet a couple new athletes and follow, and there'll be people we follow going forward for sure.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I think it's a great way to highlight some people and bring to light some people that should be highlighted.
Even names, on the flip side, there's also names that aren't necessarily long list of competition history, maybe completely newcomers, but their physiques are very impressive, right? So follow, share, promote them. And as much as there's people that are well accomplished in the sport that got attention, there's also people that are just getting their feet wet that got attention, which is cool, right? And again, coming back to kind of what the aim of this whole thing is to just really share, promote, support natural bodybuilding across the whole spectrum. And I really think we're doing a good job at that. So kudos to us. Okay. So what we're going to do in this episode is just kind of dive into each category. We'll kind of highlight the winners, go through things, give a brief, chat about it, maybe some honorable mentions, and we'll just kind of, go around and discuss things a little bit. So you guys can see this now, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So we're on the Natty News page. So quick little shout out to almost 9,200 followers. We were chasing that 10K by the end of the year, which unfortunately we're not going to hit, but we are very much knocking on the door, which is super exciting. And, the three of us got some plans in the new year as far as, looking at maybe some merchandise and stuff like that. And honestly, it wouldn't be possible without all you guys. So thank you, all 9,155 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolling down, so finally I've been able to post some athletes. For a week or so there, it was all about the Natty News Daily Awards, but now we're getting some faces on here. So just every time I scroll through this, I'm just so damn impressed of what can actually be accomplished. And like, as cheesy as it sounds, I want to feel like I can post my photo on here when I compete again and fit in. You know what I mean? Like when you look at the athletes through here, it's like, holy shit, like, damn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the number of tremendous athletes out there that we've been able to highlight through the pages.
Yeah, for sure.
Spectacular.
Okay, so first award we did is Best Newcomer. So, the athlete that we felt, bursted onto the scene, made an impact. And the winner here was Dirk, Mr. Ready Too Early, as a lot of people keep referring to him as, coached under 3DMJ, Alberto Nunez. And looking at his physique, you would not expect him to be a newcomer at all. But
No.
he had a good run of shows this year, capped it off at WNBF Worlds and won the amateur bantamweight world title, thus his WNBF pro card. I'm 99% sure that's what happened.
He did win the pro card. Yeah. Did he win the overall? I think he might have won the overall.
I think he won the overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
bantam won overall. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else can we say besides
it's a hot start?
Title? Yeah, that title was very much well earned, and I believe I have the comments turned off. Well, no, I don't. They're back on now. But anyways, if we scroll through, you would see Dirk's name come up repeatedly. From athletes all over the world. I think between his following, Alberto's following, 3DMJ. He had a lot of people supporting him and behind him, obviously getting him the votes for this category, and in my opinion, very much well deserved.
Absolutely. And if you look at the competition he had in that bantamweight class, that was a legitimate class.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That was some of the best physiques I think I've seen. That was ridiculous. It was him, Wayne, Brian, guy from Sweden, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Was Steve in his class too?
No, Steve was middleweight, I think.
Steve was in middle.
I don't have any stage shots up here, but like,
honestly, the lighting at that show, and I've talked about this with Brian, is the lighting at the show was not even that great. And look at that. Yeah. Like nasty.
The man is shredded. And I think I remember we were just talking before we come on air about the podcast these guys did, and I believe he was like 143 was the lowest he saw, which you look at that, don't get me wrong, like you see him in person, he's not a big dude, like he's quite short, but when you see the photos, you would not think that that's the low 140s. That is a lot of muscle on that frame.
That is a lot of muscle.
Yeah, super
years of dedication, staying away from the stage and just getting ridiculously dense.
100%. So kicked it off on a high note with the Best Newcomer. So we'll make our way back to
now. Were we all on that same vote? I know that's who I voted for.
Yeah, I think the three of us had that vote.
I did not vote for him. I'm trying to remember who I voted for.
Controversy.
There you are saying incredible debut. So
I couldn't dispute I couldn't dispute it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I had him right there. There's my comment. So I think the three of us were in agreement on that one. Okay, most improved was the next one. So this category wasn't specifically related to a contest prep. It could have been over the course of an off season, time away from the stage. I didn't want to pigeonhole it to just people that have competed over the course of the year, because that would definitely make the market a little bit smaller. So we opened it up to just, athletes that have made the most improvements over, recent times. So Jack Piad from the UK took the win on this one. So the photo on the left there is from 2018, if I remember correctly. And the photo on the right is from this year. And, obviously looking at the photos, you can see the transformation that he made, very, very impressive transformation top to bottom. And, Jack's another one with quite a bit of support through, his following, his clients and stuff. So it was between him and a couple other athletes. There was 2 or 3 of them that were kind of in the mix for it, but Jack ended up pulling away with the victory, which, looking at his physique here,
massive improvements.
You can't deny that, right?
Top to bottom. Yeah.
As with anything kind of in bodybuilding, it's all subjective to what you feel the most improvements were. But regardless of if you feel he was the most improved, you can't deny that he made a lot of improvements between these 2 photos, and that's really what the award's about.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of hit it there. It's, what I think is more improved than another person. It's all entirely. But yeah, like the muscle maturity there is a crazy difference.
Definitely. Like you said, that muscle maturity, right? Like he's definitely added a lot of, good quality tissue to his frame. And, he had a good season. He had a 1 or 2 firsts. I know he finished with the British title as a lightweight, which is great. And I know he's toying with competing again next fall and trying to turn pro within, I think he said the BMBF. So that'll be interesting to see what he can do between now and then. But yeah, congrats to him for taking away the most improved award. All right, next up, best pro debut. So I really don't want to butcher your name, my man. I assume Giannis is how you pronounce it. If that's wrong, I apologize. But yeah, so Giannis
from Switzerland, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, he's buddies with Ramon here, who's AJ's client. They're working together. But anyways, so he turned pro. I just gotta find it at the SNBF, which is under the WMBF. Yeah, WMBF European Pro Cup here. So this is where he turned pro, I believe. And then he made his pro debut
at Worlds, right?
I think so. I might be getting that wrong.
He competed at Worlds, though.
Yeah, he competed at Worlds. But anyways,
that's a Pro Cup. That's a pro. Yeah, because that's Nino to his left.
Yeah.
Nino.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so Giannis was definitely one of the favorites. He had a lot of votes come in on this one. I think I voted Eddie, if I remember correctly. And he did a good chunk of votes as well, but Giannis edged him out and locked in that Natty News award. And I mean, the dude looks insane, right? Like you can't be mad at that. He very much deserved it, right? So
for sure.
An athlete from quite a bit far away from us, and incredible physique, one to watch in the coming years for sure. I don't think he's that old either. Yeah, he's I know there's some shots from Worlds here. Yeah, so he made the trek to WMBF Worlds, and like Dan said before, the lighting wasn't the best, but I mean, you can't look at this photo and not be impressed by that quality.
When you look good in bad lighting, you look really good.
Yeah, that's when you're on point. These are some good gym shots. Yeah, great physique on him. Like definitely,
really tremendous
physique. His shape is good. Like he's got really good proportion. His symmetry is good. So
presents it really well too.
Yeah. Just really onward and upward from here. There's him with the world champ right there.
Oh, with Bada.
Yeah. Damn, he's impressive, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to stand next to Bada and look like that too is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot more muscle on like his frame, but from like a size and shape, like he's not like overly outclassed, which is impressive.
No.
Awesome.
Tremendous work.
Yeah. So another one that's gonna get a medal here soon.
You clicked through too many photos. You were miring too hard.
Oh yeah. It'd take me 20 minutes to get back to the home page.
Hold down the.
Holy frig.
If you hold down the back button. You're in Chrome, right? Oh, there you go. If you hold down the back button, you'll get like the list of things. But
drop down.
Continue.
All right. Best pro card win. So this one, on top of adding to the pro debut, obviously there were athletes this year that turned pro, and this is a broad category, right? Because there's so many pro cards that could be won. Obviously we didn't want to just say, WNBF pro card or OCB pro card or IFBB pro card, because at the end of the day, the card doesn't necessarily matter. With regards to this award, it was like, okay, who turned pro this year and who deserves a lot of attention for it. So this guy is fellow Canadian. This is who I voted for, Matt. Matt's 23. He competed at the Natural Canada Pro Qualifier just a couple weeks ago, and won his IFBB Pro card in bodybuilding. He also competed in Classic and comes second in the overall in that. So really impressive physique. I don't think he's as well known in the natural community. Locally, he's got a pretty good following, but I think more people need to follow him.
He's just got a tremendous physique, like the muscle bellies and
Matt's got a really good
symmetry.
Yeah, he's 23.
Wow.
Yeah, so for him to turn pro at 23 within the IFBB, pretty damn impressive. And I know that those are gonna ask questions and all that kind of stuff regarding an IFBB pro card as a natural athlete. I can't recall how many messages of people that just don't think you can get an IFBB pro card naturally, and I don't understand that question, because
how many people did it? This year was the year. There was 5 people did it. It's no longer a myth. It's no longer a what if. Like it's been there, done that. Like the top naturals are doing it and doing it well.
And even at this same show, the Masters, Brian Sanderson, he's a lightweight and he won the Masters pro card as well. And I will say that I saw Matt get taken off stage immediately to get a urine test at this show. And I saw him walking with the dude or whatever with the paper after the fact. So, I know Matt personally. I know he's 100% natural, and I know people are going to come at, him or come at, with the IFBB comments about it's not possible, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm not going to be able to sway your decision if you genuinely believe that, but I can say from experience, knowing Matt and how things were done, that he is 100% natural.
Yeah.
And
the people that disagree are probably going to disagree with like 80% of the people that we post on this page.
Yeah, if you see that is also
if you see the Natty or not comments on like Reddit and stuff, like it's just ridiculous. So anybody with an impressive physique obviously can't be natural because these guys can't do it. So
here's another shot from that.
Maybe that's how we blow up to 10K, Leroy. Is we get on this, you get on the Natty or not, pages.
I'm not dealing with that
bullshit. I've had enough drama lately.
I'm just kidding. I don't want the drama, but
I'm out.
So really congrats to Matt there. It was nice to see.
Tremendous.
Selfishly, it was nice to see a Canadian athlete, take one of the awards. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I was happy to see it go to someone who won an IFBB Pro card. Now, I didn't vote for someone who did, but I was happy to see it because, like I said, a lot of people did it, and that is huge for the sport of natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Whether some organizations want to agree with it or not, it shows that it can be done and that natural guys can take out advanced guys. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So, like, as it stands right now, there's only one, quote unquote, natural IFBB Pro show, and that's the Ben Wieters, and that's in the States again this year. They usually flip between Canada and the US, but anyways, that's the only show from my conversations with Matt that he intends to do, because it's supposed to be tested and natural. He has zero desire to do the New York Pro or the Cali Pro or Chicago Pro, because he's not interested to compete against enhanced guys. He wants to compete against other natural IFBB pros. So the prospect of him up there with like Garino or Bob Waterhouse, like other guys that have their IFBB Pro cards, is pretty cool. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in 2022 for sure.
That will be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Brightest Future. I think this was probably one of the safer bets if you were to bet on the Natty News Awards, that Mr. Josh Kenyon was going to be in the running for this, and he had a very strong number of votes for him. I think AJ, Alberto, I think I saw Jeff Alberts throw his name in the mix. So like a lot of names gave Josh the nod here, and rightfully so, right? He's been away from the stage for quite some time, but he still posts the odd physique update here and there. And I mean, he's only getting better and better and better. And he's so friggin' young. Like in this photo here, this was the Muscle Mayhem 18, I believe. And it was his first show.
I think he was 19.
It was 19 because he was up there with Ace, that might have been 19. So, and I think he was 21 here. So, I mean, looking like this at 21 years old, being up there with some quality athletes and giving them a run for their money, like, I think Josh will be a name that will be, in the front running for world titles, for pro titles for years to come, for as long as he wants to do this, right? Like, I think he can be, one of those guys in his 30s and 40s that is still like wiping the floor with the young bucks. He's got that potential,
and he spends a good amount of time in the off season packing on tons of tissue. So
he's not
when he comes in, he's coming to do damage.
I think he's one of those guys that's not married to competing. I think he's more process oriented, and then when he feels he's ready, like Dan said, he's going to go in there and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, because he took that time away to make the improvements and just get better.
And I, every time he posts a physique update, I'm just more in awe. Like, the kid's never out of shape. He posts like full off season bulking mode, and it's like, oh, you still have a 6-pack and are shredded. Like, what?
Like here's this is 10 weeks ago, so who really knows what he looks like now? But I mean, if this is like chilling body weight, like what are you gonna look like when you fully peel down? This
from the rear too? He's just like,
there you go,
insane.
He's just dense. He's not I don't think he's overly tall. I think he's about my height, 5'7", but 20, 30 pounds of muscle on me probably. He's I had him on like the original podcast like a long time ago, and like he was like just so humble, right? Just a little like farm raised kid, if I remember correctly. But just plucking away.
Insane.
Like that photo there 3 weeks ago, and I don't know if he's prepping. I don't know. He's pretty quiet about things, but like James said, you post one of these and you're like, oh yeah, you'll be there one day, and you'll make some people cry.
And he was prepping in 20. I think he got cut short though with the.
I think he was. He's
maybe
under
that's what
AJ now.
It was 18 that competed.
I think it was 2018. I could be wrong. It could have been 19, but I think anyways, that doesn't matter. Brightest Future, very well deserved by our man there, Mr. Josh Kenyon.
As I said, the next Doug Miller, like he's going to be, just enormous.
All right. And the final award, most anticipated for 2022. And I just want to say, I appreciate everybody's love and support because
I voted for Leroy.
I was honestly in the lead for this for quite
James
some time.
didn't vote for Leroy.
That's cool. That's cool. I won't hold it.
And I you know what? I DM'd you guys before I did it. Because you know what? I am so pumped to watch you on stage. You know, I'm going to be at the shows, right? Like I'm not going to. For sure. I support the shit out of it, but Father Flex, Alberto Nunez, was like the guy that got me into the sport. And it feels like a decade since he's been on stage.
Yeah.
So if you're not excited to see like one of the OGs, something's wrong.
No, that's fair. That's 100% fair. I'm pretty sure I voted for Berto. Or no, I voted for a buddy of mine, but I would have voted for Berto as well. But it's funny because he messaged the page. And for those that don't know, I run the page. Like any messages you get, anything that's posted, it's through me. The three of us network about it, but I'm the one like actually running the thing. And he messaged the page, and he was like, "No way! I thought Rollins had it." He's like, "Or is that a conflict of interest?" And I was like, "Well, it probably would have been, but you ended up taking the lead, my friend." So. Berto, if you happen to watch this episode, it was a close race between you and I, but you did edge me out fair and square, so I can't be upset about it. And I will be, again, as James said, just as excited to watch you on stage because it feels like it's been a long time. And for someone who, is kind of one of the, I don't know, like father figures in natural bodybuilding, it's going to be a cool moment. It really will be. It really will be cool to see.
Did he say what shows he's targeting? I assume he's targeting Worlds.
I think Worlds is his primary target, but I'm sure there will be others between now and then. Mm-hmm. But it was cool to see Berto snag that, and a lot of people were commenting that like, if you're not excited to see Nunez go back on stage, you're wrong. Don't be silly.
There's a good number of people, like big names that are returning in 2022. So there could have been a couple people winning that beyond yourself, Leroy, beyond Berto. But I think it'll be a fun year, especially as a spectator. I'll be happy to not be competing, where I can kind of bounce around the shows and enjoy it and really
take it in.
These things. Yeah, just like the Yorton this year, seeing like Brian Whitaker in person. Like how many people have done that? Like.
Yeah,
especially of our generation, like not that many.
Take it in as a fan.
Yeah,
no, for sure. Yeah, so wrap up on everything. Nothing but positive to say about the awards. I think it was a really cool idea, and like I said at the beginning, this is something we're going to do every year, and we'll get more creative with things and figure out ways to buzz it up and different awards, different ideas. Maybe we'll get the winners on the podcast. That'd be kind of cool to do a round table. I don't know how many people you can get on Zoom at once, but if we could get everybody in for a big party afterwards, that'd be pretty cool.
Natty news party.
Yeah, for sure. Closing thoughts, guys. Anything you want to add before we shut her down?
Oh, just a tremendous group of athletes, man. That's lots of people got votes, a lot of close races, and really impressive groups.
I think it was a very, very exciting competitive season. It seemed like a very long one, maybe because I competed, it seems like years ago now, but it was in the beginning of the season. And then Dan, you competed kind of throughout the season. But coming out of the 2020 bubble, if you will, there was a lot of people that threw
had the edge,
and competed again, and there were some big numbers at shows, which was good to see, and hopefully that continues to grow as we go forward. That's just the hope.
For sure. Awesome. All right, people. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, as always, let us know. Give us a like, subscribe. And, if you're not following the page, then please do and support us on that road to 10K. Obviously, you can find us at natty_news_daily. We thank you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you guys in the next one.